Interview questions. So these questions we're about to discuss today are questions that come up in all interviews, irrespective of the field that you find yourself. So we'll be discussing a bunch of them, many of them. That's what we want to be looking at. So I'll be telling you why this interview matters, and I may be giving you a few examples of how I would answer the question if it were me. But basically, I'm focusing on why this interview or why these questions matters. So let's jump right in. The first one is the one that everybody knows, but it is really important that we start with this one. Tell us about yourself, or let's meet you. Now, basically, they are giving you a clean slate or a blank check to tell them or to sell yourself. They want to learn anything that was not in your interview, or help them summarize your interview. Sorry, not interview, your resume. They want to learn of anything that's on your resume, things that they probably didn't come across or didn't remember. It will be a clean slate to start, and usually they start with this. So you want to use this as an advantage to yourself by telling them about yourself. It's not a time to talk about name. It's not a time to talk about your state of origin, maybe your country or stuff like that. No, it is focused on career, basically. Tell them about your career, tell them about your mission, your goal, tell them about why you're applying for this job, tell them why you align, as much information as possible in the shortest time possible. So, for example, if I'm going to talk about myself, I would say I am a software engineer and a developer advocate whose goal is to help users to enjoy applications or to solve problems. I also want to help developers to succeed in their different fields. So for that reason, I've gone ahead to learn so many technologies ranging from JavaScript, TypeScript, React, Next.js, Python, and many others like that. This has helped me to build user-centric applications that have helped users to really benefit and solve problems that they encounter in their day-to-day life. I hope to be able to reach out to more developers and users in the shortest time possible, and be able to build product that impacts life positively. In the near future, I am also hoping to grow in my career, learn more skills, and keep up with the trend. Stuff like that, you are able to tell them about yourself, and then you could add why you are aligned to the company. For example, I could say that it is because of this that I am sure that I'm the right person for this job. It is also why I applied, because I noticed that the company is also centered around helping users or helping developers to succeed. In that way, you are already making them see why they should tilt towards you. So tell us about yourself is the best question to help you sell yourself, and you should never miss using it. Now, the second question is, why did you apply to our company, or why do you want to work with us? It is another very popular question, but it also gives you the clean slate to tell them everything you know about the company and how both of you align. So, like I told you, not all companies will ask for this. So that's why it's important that you pick, you use the tell us about yourself or let's meet you to answer as many questions as possible. So now, why did you apply to our company? By now, I assume that you have already read about the company, because this company wants to know if you know much about them, if you've been able to read about them, if you read the resume, and why you think you are the best fit, or why you think you are suitable to them. So for this one, you want to make sure that you pick out a few things about the company that stand out to you, or about the products that stand out to you, and then you tell them why you are the best fit for the company. All right. The next question is, what are your strengths and your weaknesses? So, like it is, they just want to know where you are good at and where you have a problem. Now, if they feel like where you have a problem is going to be a problem for them, then they'll drop you. So the best way to answer this is to tell them all the good things that you are really good at. I'm not saying you should lie. Make sure you tell those good things that you are good at. Then when it comes to weaknesses, you shouldn't focus on all the wrong things you can do. No, but you want to tell them things that would be a general weakness but wouldn't be a problem. So for example, some people's weakness is that they trust too much. So because they trust too much, people tend to take advantage of them. Now, most companies would not have a problem with somebody that trusts too much, right? So those can be weaknesses too. So you want to focus on those things that will not make you lose the job. All right. Now the next question is, why are you leaving your current job? People want to know your relationship with your former job, because leaving your former job shouldn't be because you guys had a fight. Because if you guys had a fight and you're leaving, that means you will leave this one in no time. So it is important that you let them know why you are leaving the job, and it should be positive. So for example, when you're answering this, you want to focus on your career goals and not the wrong things that happen in former company. For example, you can tell them that you are leaving your former job because you feel like you need more challenges to face for your career growth, stuff like that. So when you focus on career growth and not on problems you possibly have faced in the former company, then you most likely would succeed. Now, next question is, how do you see yourself contributing to our mission? Now, you could have answered this possibly when they asked you why you apply for this job, but this could also be a standalone question. Why? They want to see how your skills, how your experiences, how your profile generally match what they are looking for. So you should be able to, before now, like we pointed out, read about the company, read about what the company is looking for through the job description, and then see where you fit in. So if you see where you fit in, then it will be easy for you to tell them that, hey, I have this skill, I have this experience, and since you are looking for this in your job description, then I can solve this problem. In that way, you are telling them how you fit in or how you can contribute to the success of the company. Now, the next question is, what motivates you in your career? Now, why is this question necessary? It is necessary because your career is also your job. Now, if you are not motivated to build your career, then you would not be motivated to do the job. So if you can be able to explain to them why you love what you are doing, why you have been successful in what you are doing, and how much more you will grow in this career, then they would likely want to hear more from you. They would likely want to hire you, because somebody that's happy with their job will do better. All right, now we are moving to the next question. What are your long-term career goals? You could also have answered this in the previous question, but this also makes them understand if you want to stay in this career for long, or you are doing it just for maybe the time's sake. So if your long-term career goal is probably switching companies or switching career, they might want to check how long would they need you to stay. Would the length of time you would be staying really have helped them, stuff like that. So you need to be able to show that your long-term career goal matches what they want. So for example, if you are currently maybe a full stack engineer, you could tell them that, hey, my long-term goal is to be an engineering manager, where I'll be able to lead team to build full stack applications that are user-centric, that work seamlessly and very effective. So you see, you are still on the same career goal or on the same career, but you are making progress. So this will give them an idea that, hey, it means that this person will be staying a while, he wants to make progress, so let's give him a chance. Now, the next one is, describe a challenge you have faced and how you overcame it. What the company is looking out for here is not really the challenge, but how you face the challenge. Of course, the challenge might come in, but they are really concerned about how you face the challenge. This helps them see how you solve problems or how you manage issues when they come up. So for example, you could talk about a time in the job when maybe your manager asked you to do something you were not happy with. So how did you go about it? Did you frown? Did you explain why you can't do it? Or did you just do it for doing sake? The way you answer really makes a difference. Basically, you need to be positive in all angles and always look at things from how does it affect the whole company. So for example, if your manager have asked you to do something that you do not want to do, how did you face that challenge? So how to face such challenge, the best way would be to ask the manager why this task is necessary. Why you are asking about why this task is necessary is to help you see reasons why it makes sense to do it. So if your manager gives you the reason and maybe tells you that it is for a client that they've just gotten, they need this to be done for that client's project to succeed, then you see you have good reasons to do it. But how about if your manager say just do it? Now, and that reason you could find to do it would be for the company's success. As long as it helps the company to succeed, and it helps the unity of the company, you want to do it in order for everybody to enjoy the success that comes from being happy. So you are able to demonstrate teamwork. You're able to also demonstrate that you can be loyal to your company. Now, the next question is, how do you handle constructive criticism? Now, this is a little related to the last one, but it is also a standalone question. So how do you handle constructive criticism? Notice that they are specific about constructive criticism. It is because as long as we are humans, we are bound to make mistakes, or we do not know it all. So what it means is that sometimes we might need to be corrected. In fact, for something that might have worked for previous companies, it may not work for this current company, so we might need to be corrected. So if you do not take correction, then why should you be in the company when you be working with people who will probably correct you? So they are looking out to see if you're somebody who they can work with. So how best could you answer this question? You could tell them that yes, you enjoy taking constructive criticism, because that is how you grow. When you get constructive criticism, it helps you to understand where you've done right and where you could improve. And in fact, you do not mind any kind of criticism, because you know that either ways you'll be able to benefit and also help others to benefit in the company. Let's move to the next question. What kind of environment helps you thrive? Now, these people want to know how exactly you work. Are you the kind of person that work with a team, or are you the person that prefer to work alone? Are you the person that prefer to come to the office, or are you the person that prefer to work home? Or do you prefer to do 50-50, sometimes in the office, sometimes at home? Generally, there's no right or wrong answer to this, but for you to succeed in answering this, you need to know the kind of work environment that this company offers. So if they offer a remote work environment, you need to be able to explain to them why a remote work environment works for you or help you to thrive. In that way, you'll be able to succeed. If they offer an in-office one, then you should be able to say this is why an in-office role is a fitting role for you. The next question is, how would you handle a team member not meeting expectations? So imagine a team member that keep defaulting. How do you handle such person? Now, it is simple. Teamwork is very necessary. It's not time to scold that team member. No, it's not time to belittle the team member. In fact, it is time to find out how you could help that team member to improve. So how can you handle that situation? You could ask this team member, is there anything we could do for you in order for you to meet with the deadline or to meet with the expectation? In that way, this team member will be more open to tell you about their struggles. They'll be more open to open up on things that are delaying them, and then you see practical ways that you can help this team member, or you could give this team member advice in order for them to succeed. The next question is, how do you handle ambiguous situations at work? So ambiguous situations are situations you are not sure of. Maybe a task you don't even know how to start. How do you answer such questions? What is the company looking out for? This question is important because they get to know your problem solving skill. How do you solve problem? That's just what they are looking out for. Are you somebody that would just dump the work because you do not understand it? Or are you somebody that would break down an ambiguous question or ambiguous situation? So for you to succeed in this answer, you need to show that you're somebody that asks questions when things are not clear. You're not afraid of asking questions, nor do you feel too big to ask questions. Are you somebody that can break down ambiguous situation? So when you are able to ask questions, it helps you to break down the ambiguous situation, and in that way you'll be able to win the heart of the recruiter. Now, the second to last question is, how do you stay updated with industry trends? Now, we live in a very fast-paced world where there is one new technology here, tomorrow there's another technology, there is this new way of doing things, there is that new way of doing things. Every company wants somebody who can stay ahead of the trend. So how do you stay ahead of the trend? In most cases, for you to stay ahead of the trend, you need to be on social media, you need to be on people's documentation, you need to be interacting with people, you need to be a community person. So you need to show to this recruiter that you are a community person, that you interact with real people, and that you are able to stay updated. You can show recent updates and how you fit in, stuff like that. Now, the final question that we will be taking is, do you have any questions for us? Now, they will always throw these questions this question to you. The reason is for them to see how much of interest you have in this role or in the company. They expect that you ask them questions pertaining to what you've discussed about the company, maybe something you read that you guys didn't discuss, about the team and stuff like that. So there are a bunch of questions that you can ask a recruiter, and that's what we'll be discussing in the next video. Please make sure you check out the next video. We'll be discussing at least 5 questions that you can ask a recruiter at the end of that particular interview. Now, thank you very much for watching or for listening. I really appreciate you joining in. These are things that have helped me in my own personal interview, and I thought I should share. So please like, share, subscribe, and see. Next time we'll be looking at questions that you should ask your recruiter. Thank you.